Hello, everybody, and welcome along to the preview show for P.E.W Full Circle. It's coming to you from the Stratford Methodist Church on Saturday, January the 7th, and it is a packed card. We're going to be talking about it match by match here with you today. Dave Bradshaw here, along with the man who's going to be my commentary partner on January 7th, Chocolate Thunder. How are you?
How you going? How you doing, Dave? Very well, thank you. Very well. Looking forward to making my way back to PEW. Um, uh, Even if it's with you. But hey, we can't have everything. But yeah, glad to be here. Looking forward to having a chat with some of the people who'll be on the show.
That was an aggressive start, but I'm sure we're going to get on just fine. We had differences of opinion in the past, I know that, but it's a new year, so let's start. We'll start afresh, turn the page, and we'll try and get along, shall we? But I'm sure there's plenty to discuss, and we might disagree about some of the matches that we've got coming up because we're going to be talking about no fewer than three different championship matches that are happening at Full Circle, including, of course, our main event, the P.E.W World Title match. Martin Kirby is going to be defending against Jason Joshua at Full Circle, and Jason is going to be with us later on. I'm sure you've got plenty you want to ask him.
Well, he seems to be a big fan of mine, so he'll be asking me the questions, I'm sure.
Is he? He's a big fan, is he?
Oh yeah, he loves talking about me, and
Right.
I'm always a fan of people who love talking about me. So yeah, I'm sure we'll get on like a house on fire.
Right. So you think that Jason Joshua, who's just gearing up for a world championship match, is going to want to talk about you, not about his championship match?
I think so. Yes, Dave. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see if you're right. I think that's a bold prediction. P.E.W tag titles are on the line as well, of course, at Full Circle. The Rebellion coming back to P.E.W to defend their titles against the Entitled and against Lance Rivera and Joey Scott. And I hesitate to say that this is going to be fun. I'm sure it'll be fun for you, but Lance Rivera is going to be joining us, your pal, along with his new pal Ryan Taylor, to talk us through their chances at in the tag title match. It's going to be I don't know. I can't put into words what that little segment is going to be like a little bit later on. But I'm sure it's going to be a love-in with the three of you.
Emotional. It's going to be emotional. That's the word you're looking for, Dave.
Is it? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not sure which emotions it'll be, but we'll find out. Internet titles on the line as well at Full Circle. It's Smashing Mike, who has been the internet champion since September. He's defending against Kian Fox. Now, one of the groups that really been dominating P.E.W throughout 2022 is, of course, the Entitled, led by Martin Kirby, the world champion. We've already mentioned that the Entitled, two members of the Entitled, Brady Phillips and Riley Nova, are going to be among the teams challenging for the tag titles. The other two members of the Entitled are in a mixed tag team match at Full Circle. Ivy, the women's champion, of course, teaming with Big Jim Diehard against Harley Hudson and Jack Stars. What do you make of that one?
I'm looking forward to seeing this as well. Ivy, Jim Diehard, both two powerhouses, part of the entitled, as you mentioned. So who knows, we may see some involvement there from the other two men, from Martin Kirby and maybe Brady Phillips. I'm sure you'll have a problem with that, Dave. But hey ho, again, this is the real world. Um, Jack Stars and Harley Hudson, though. That's a interesting combination, and not the biggest of superstars, but they're strong as a proverbial something house. So, I think between them, there might be a good pairing.
All right, well, we are going to be hearing from Ivy, the women's champion, later on the show, and Harley Hudson, I hope, is going to be joining us as well. So we'll get the view from both sides of that big tag team match that's coming up. A couple of other matches to talk about. Ryden, what a year he's had in P.E.W in 2022. He's going to be in action on January 7th against George Lydon. Have you ever seen anyone have a debut year in a promotion quite like Ryden's had in P.E.W this year?
What a start. What a start for the kid. I mean, started off as a sound technician, got brought into a match, won a tag team title in his first match. It's incredible. And then he had to win a contract, which he did. I mean, the kid's come from nowhere. And I've known him for a long time because I've trained with him since he was like just barely a teenager. And he's come back from not one, but two serious injuries while training just to get in the ring. And, he's a resilient kid. He's a resilient kid and he's proving his worth and he's proving why he's going to become one of the biggest stars in British wrestling. Obviously, George Lydon, no slouch. of course, but you know, I think Ryden's got enough heart and character to overcome the challenge.
All right, well, we'll speak to Ryden a little bit later on, see how he's feeling at the end of his first year in P.E.W. The other match we haven't talked about, Chase Alexander against the Invisible Man. Now, these are two unique personalities, to say the least. How does the Invisible Man do it? I still haven't figured it out, but when he's wearing that cape, something happens.
What do you mean something happens?
I can't see him.
What do you mean you can't see him? You,
The
you just said
invisible.
you saw the cloak.
Yeah, but when he's under the cloak, you can't see him.
That's not humanly possible, Dave.
Have you been there for one of his matches?
Yeah, and it's a dude in a cape.
So you can see him the whole time, can you?
Yeah, are you honestly telling me that there's a grown man puts a cape over his head, Dave, and you can't see him? You physically can't see him in the ring doing anything. You're telling me that that's what you don't
I'm
see
telling
that.
you that's what I see, and that's what most of the fans have been seeing this year. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, and also more importantly, it's what his opponents are saying as well. The Invisible Man definitely has some kind of powers that we haven't really understood yet, and that you apparently refuse to even believe exists. So I don't know what to make of him. But what do you think Chase Alexander's going to make of him?
Well, I think Chase is gonna beat the ever living hell out of him. I mean, for a grown man walking around with a blanket over his head, he's got no chance against Chase. And I've obviously met Chase before. We've shared a couple of drinks. He's an excellent bartender, I will say. I think it's got to be Chase Alexander for me all day long. You know, Invisible Man, he's got that blanket. Yeah, sure. He does the little dance. He does the little splash. Da, 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 da. Supposedly, because you know he's invisible. But no, for me, Chase Alexander, he's my favourite to win this one all day long. It's an easy contest for him.
Really easy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a strong word. All right. Well, we'll find out. Now, another thing that's going to be happening on the show on January 7th, this a man who I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet. We're going to meet him in just a few moments' time. The vegan Prescott bringing his vegan road show to once again to Stratford. Have you had the pleasure? What do you make of this man?
Well, the clue's in his name, David. Vegan. The vegan press, and I'll say this now, pronounce his name correctly. The vegan Prescott.
Right.
That's how you pronounce his name. And yeah,
What?
he's a vegan.
Sorry.
He's a
Do that again. What?
Prescott
Yeah. Why do you have to do extra t's?
because that's how you pronounce his name, Dave.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try and understand what that's all about because I have absolutely no clue what you're talking about. I have even less clue about that than you apparently do about the Invisible Man's cape. So we'll see. We'll see what we can find out about this vegan Prescott in just a moment. Going to be a fascinating preview show ahead. And again, if you want to come and join us, if you enjoy what you're hearing about what's going to be happening in Stratford on January 7th, make sure you get tickets and follow the P.E.W social media accounts for more information as we approach Full Circle on January the 7th. Right, let's see if we can invite in the vegan Prescott and hear all about this roadshow. All right, well, our first guest here on the preview show for Full Circle has arrived. There's a big pig behind you. I don't know if you've noticed that. The vegan Prescott.
Ah, Porgus, hello.
Is this a pet?
Oh, this is my companion, Porgus.
He's your companion, is he?
Yes, that's right.
It's a little bit unusual, isn't it, to have a pig as a companion?
Why?
Oh, they're not so different from dogs.
Okay. I'm not judging. I'm just saying it's unorthodox. It's an unorthodox choice. Anyway, we haven't had the pleasure. You're the vegan Prescott, and I understand that the past few months you've been visiting, taking your vegan road show to P.E.W. You're going to be back with us again in Stratford on January 7th. What can the fans who are going to be at the Stratford Methodist Church expect?
Well, before we get started, I've actually written a poem for you.
That sounds nice. Let's hear it.
It's I don't know if you can see this. Oh, there's me. There we go.
You've got your
me.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I have a book in my hand. It's called The Little Book of Vegan Poems.
Okay, great.
Yes, I'd like to read you a poem that I've written.
You wrote this yourself, did you?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's
Let him
hear it.
read it, Dave. Let him read it. Come on.
Yes, wonderful. So this is called Commentary.
Okay.
At P.E.W Full Circle, it's the return of the commentary table. But sadly, this team is not very able. When the bell sounds, there is one thing I would bet: an annoying voice screaming into that headset. All the fans will wish there was announcers no more. Because of who? You guessed it, Dave Bradshaw. Yes. But it gets better. Who joins him, I wonder? Thank goodness for Chocolate Thunder. But let it be improved by voices that won't be forgot. Replace these meat-eating Muppets with Porkus and the vegan Prescott. Yes.
Is that it? Oh,
Yes.
and that's Porkus, is it?
Yes, this is Porkus, my pet pig. My
Right,
companion pig.
I see. And is this the pig in the background? The same pig?
Yes, yes. This is quite an aesthetic photo, don't you think?
I mean, I don't know what counts as an attractive pig, but it looks all right to me. I'm a little bit I find that a little bit jarring, the poem, if I'm honest. Again, I'm not sure where this the hostility came from. And by the way, you're assuming we're both meat eaters. That seems a bit presumptuous.
Well, I'm right, aren't I?
Well, yes, well, I am, but I mean, you didn't know that, right? Just seems.
Oh, I can always tell, Dave. I can always tell.
How can you tell? What are the characteristics of a meat eater?
Well, Muppet for one, hence the
Wow.
term meat-eating Muppet.
Okay. Anything else?
Yes. Can you not tell? I'm a vegan.
Yes.
You don't look like me. No,
No.
it's a good. Yeah, that's right, Porkus. Yes.
No, I don't. Yes, there isn't anyone who looks or sounds or is anything like you. From what I can tell, you seem quite unique.
Oh, thank you, Dave. Thank you.
Chocolate Thunder. What did you make of the poem?
Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, I enjoy some vegan food myself. I've eaten soy, tofu, what's the stuff? Vegetables.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
a vegan fan. I'm a vegan fan completely. And you know me, Prescott. You know me.
Yes.
We've
Yes.
enjoyed many vegan meals together,
We
David. You should
have
try it.
chocolate. We have.
Yeah, you
What you
should try
don't
it.
know, Dave, is chocolate actually gave me my first opportunity in wrestling. So I'm very
Right.
grateful for chocolate.
I'm sure the entire wrestling world is very grateful for that. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
You can get vegan chocolate, of course, as well. Is that what sort of chocolate you're referring to in your name? Chocolate.
Don't
Oh,
insult him, Dave. Just
Well, I'm just saying. I'm trying to be supportive. I'm trying to, promote his lifestyle. So what is it about your choice of diet that you think is so important that you've chosen to make it part of your name?
lifestyle, Dave. Lifestyle, not diet.
Okay.
Yes, my whole life is vegan. Hence my name is vegan.
Okay. What does that mean in practice? Not so it's not just what you eat.
No, no. I don't partake in anything that involves animal exploitation.
Okay. Uh,
Such as I don't wear any animal products. I don't use products that are tested on animals, and I don't support any exploitation of animals for profit, such as zoos, racing, etc., etc.
right. And so this vegan road show that's coming to Stratford again, I haven't been able to attend one yet. What can I expect? What can the rest of the P.E.W fans? They haven't.
Yes, the Vegan Road Show, my talk show. Are you excited?
Have you got a guest?
Oh, that's a secret, Dave.
Is it? So no,
Yes,
I'm
we could
guessing
have
you're
many
still
guests.
still looking.
Yes, we
Probably.
we will have we will have high quality entertainment, and I guarantee that. Yes,
What did Porkus say? Something?
yes, but that's between me and him.
Is it okay? And will the guests be human?
Oh, of course, of course.
Okay. I mean, I'm baffled, to be honest. I don't think I've
Yes.
ever met anyone quite like you, and I'm fascinated to see what this talk show is going
I
to be like.
I have one thing to say as well
What?
to those horrific, vile fans of P.E.W.
What?
Whenever I come to the ring, all they chant is "Eat the pig." Disgusting.
Do you
Who'd want to eat porkus?
do you
He's
think
beautiful.
maybe, and I don't want to be rude, but do you think maybe there's a degree to which some people find you a little bit sanctimonious?
That's rude. That is really rude,
I
Dave.
couldn't
That's
think of
out
a
of
more
order.
polite way to put that.
Well, you don't have to answer that, Mr. Prescott.
The more I hear from you, David, the more my poem seems justified.
Wow. Will there be more poems at Full Circle? You're going to write some more?
Ah, I am a poet. Of course, there will be more poems.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm sure everyone's going to look forward to that. Chocolate, have you got any last questions for Vegan Prescott before we can all move on with our lives?
Well, I'm sorry about Dave here, Mr. Prescott. I mean, I obviously we get along very well. Dave obviously doesn't,
Yes.
he's not a man of culture. He doesn't understand different lifestyles, different attitudes, Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. But I, for one, I'm looking forward to the Vegan Roadshow, and
Thank
I look
you.
forward to this mystery guest. So yeah,
Are you the
Yes.
guest? Maybe you're the guest.
And
You're
don't
the
maybe
guest.
forget,
I am, Dave. Maybe I'm. Oh, maybe I'll put a cape on and be invisible, and no one will see me, Dave. How about that?
oh, that wouldn't work. No. That's a
Well,
horrendous idea.
according to some people, it does.
Ah, Muppets. That's what I say. Dave,
Right.
don't forget, I have a very special announcement to make at Full Circle.
Have you?
Very special announcement.
I'm
Yeah,
sure. I'm sure people will be so excited they can't sleep, waiting to hear what that is.
exactly.
All
I
right.
can't
Well,
sleep either, Dave. I can't sleep either.
no, I'm sure. What are your? I mean, it's still relatively early in the evening. We're recording this. What are your and Porkus's plans for the night?
Well, we do have some extra jobs to do down at the animal sanctuary. So we'll
Right.
probably be working late into the night, gathering bedding, keeping the animals warm, etc., etc.
Great. Chocolate Thunder nodding along as if that's a perfectly.
Heartwarming. It
It
really
is.
is. Like,
It is. It's a Christmas miracle. It really is. So.
yep.
Right. Well, the vegan Prescott, we will. I say this loosely, but we will look forward to seeing you January 7th as the Vegan Roadshow rolls back into Stratford-on-Avon.
Yes.
Time enjoy. Well, you're
And
not.
I look forward to seeing you too, Chocolate Thunder. Yes.
I was about to say enjoy your turkey on Christmas Day, but what will you be having?
I won't be having turkey, Dave, that's for sure. I
No.
will be having a vegan Christmas.
Right. I don't. Okay. Fine. Well, enjoy your Christmas, whatever you're going to be doing, and we'll see.
Thank you. Chocolate, enjoy your Christmas.
I will indeed. Thank you very much. I will be sending you some vegan cheese in the post. Don't you worry.
Okay, preview show for P.E.W Full Circle rolls on, and we are being joined by one of our champions, the P.E.W Women's Champion, and part of the entitled Ivy. Ivy, you're going to be in Stratford on January 7th, part of a mixed tag team match. Your partner, of course, fellow entitled member Jim Diehard. How are you feeling about the entitled's prospects and indeed about your women's title reign as you head into the new year?
Confident. I mean, why would I not be? Let's be honest, nothing's going to change. Still going to be the champion. The entitled is still going to be on top. So, yeah, confident.
Do you think that, because I'm trying to think of a nice way to ask this question. Some P.E.W fans have made the point in recent months that it's hard to know whether any of you guys would win your matches on your own because you always interfere in each other's matches. Do you think this strength in numbers thing is to protect against weakness? That's what a lot of people say. Or what is the advantage of being in the entitled?
I can only assume that the P.E.W fans have got no friends because they're obviously just jealous that I've got this group of friends. So they can say strength in numbers, but it is obviously just jealousy. That's all that is. I mean, look at the caliber of talent that you've got in the Entitled. Do you want to tell me? Do you want to argue with me right now, Dave, and say that these people wouldn't win if they didn't have these friends? Of course they would.
I'm not saying it. I'm being the messenger here. I'm just saying, like, the fact that the Entitled, and it is a fact, the Entitled do sometimes bend the rules and sometimes get involved in each other's contests, is a question mark for some of the fans. There's no doubt, by the way, that you've been a dominant force as a group in P.E.W through 2022. But again, a lot of people are asking, you know, you're going to be in this mixed tag team match on January 7th, you and Jim Diehard against Harley Hudson and Jack Stars. Now, Harley, of course, has been right at the top of the women's division in P.E.W, but Jack Stars is a very interesting one as well, because he seems to be in pursuit of the P.E.W world champion and leader of the Entitled, Martin Kirby. So is it the case that Ivy and Jim Diehard have asked for this match because they want to soften up Jack Stars and make sure he doesn't get anywhere near that world title?
Right, before we talk about Jack Stars, let's just address something that you just said there, which is that Harley Hudson is right at the top of the women's division. Is she, Dave? Is she? Is she the P.E.W women's champion? No, I am. So before we move on to your question about Jack, let's take that back, because she's absolutely not top of the division. I'm top of the division. So until Harley has got that belt around her waist, let's not bring that up again. But to answer your question about Jack, listen, what's Jack done? Why does he think he can just walk in and get a shot at Martin Kirby? Everybody else had to work their way up. Martin Kirby had to work his way up to become the champion. So why does Jack think he can just walk straight in and get a title shot? So it's not a case of us getting in the way or whatever. He's got to earn it. If he wants that title shot, he's got to earn it. Okay, well, presumably you would agree that yourself and Jim Diehard are a very formidable tag team combination, right? So if Jack Stars with his partner Harley Hudson were to beat you at Full Circle on January 7th, would that not mean that he had earned a shot at Martin Kirby? We don't need to have this discussion because they're obviously not going to beat me and Jim. So like this is a complete moot point because they're not going to beat us. So why are we even having this discussion? Like Jack Stars should be nowhere near that title. He's nowhere near the caliber of Martin Kirby. All right. Well, Chocolate Thunder, you're sitting here looking very pensive and very quiet. What are your thoughts on what you're hearing from our women's champion?
Well, you talk about the strength in numbers game, Dave. And as I said to you before, this is the real world. You know, when you get advantages, you've got to take them. And fair play to the Entitled. Why not? Why not, get involved in other matches and, back up their members? That's all it is. It's loyalty. And you touched on an interesting point there. What has Jack Stars done to deserve a title shot? Really, what has he done? Oh, he was in WWE, NXT UK. Not anymore, though, is he? He's got to earn a right at a title shot. Ivy's 100% right. You can't just stroll into a company and just say, demand a title shot. You've got to earn it. And Jack's not done that yet.
Hang on. We're talking about him facing two members of the Entitled. He's already been in a tag team match against two other members of the Entitled, Brady Phillips and Riley Nova, Toil and Trouble in October, and he won. So yeah, this is a team who I'm sure Ivy will tell us are about to be the tag team champions. So, I mean, he's pretty accomplished already, isn't he, in a very short period of time?
So it's all right for him to have help, but it's not all right for the Entitled to have help. That's what you're saying.
It's all right for him to have a tag team partner in a tag match.
Yeah, but he's not done it on his own, has he? He's had, what, one singles?
Okay. Well, look, so let's turn our attention a bit more to Harley Hudson, because I noticed it was kind of a sensitive issue when I said that she's right up at the top of the women's division. Some might look at the way you responded to that, Ivy, and wonder if you feel a little bit threatened by Harley Hudson. By Harley Hudson? Have you seen her? A quarter of my size. Wow. Again, what has she done? She's done nothing. She's been nowhere near me in this division. She's never faced anybody like me in this division. So why would I be threatened by her? What have I got to be scared of? Not one woman has stepped up to me and proven that I've got a reason to be scared. Not one. So do you think Harley Hudson's going to be any different?
No.
But I mean, I will say one of the advantages you might have is we haven't seen Harley Hudson since that match she had in the summer against Laurie, and she took a real beating there. You do wonder whether even now, several months later, if Harley Hudson has recovered or whether she'll ever fully recover from that match. If there is a weakness there, do you think you'll be able to exploit it? Do you think you'll be able to spot it early on?
Listen, I've been in the ring with Laurie. I know exactly how hard she hits and the areas that she will go for. So trust me, I know exactly what my plan is going into that match. And you know what? Even without Laurie, let's be honest, I don't need any previous damage done. Send Harley Hudson in at 100% and watch what I do to her.
On your own?
On my own.
Okay. So, I mean, obviously Jim Diehard's out there, but you won't need any help from any other member of the Entitled who's not in that match.
No.
Okay.
You don't need help. It's not, you keep using this word help. It is not help. It is just smart business sense.
All right. Well, listen, what could happen is if things go your way, obviously the women's title not actually on the line on January 7th, but the world title is, if Martin Kirby can retain it, and if the Entitled can win the tag team titles, you guys would have all but one of the championships in P.E.W. That'd be a pretty good start to 2023 for you guys, wouldn't it?
Yep. And I promise you that is exactly what's going to happen. Trust me when I tell you that walking into 2023, we are going to have the majority of the belts. And by the end of 2023, all of them.
Chocolate Thunder, what do you think? Do you think that there is a chance that the already dominant faction that is the Entitled become even more dominant? I know what you're going to say because you're just going to agree with our women's champion, but do you think there's a chance that that could happen, that they could start on such a impressive note in the new year?
I think there's every chance. Ivy mentioned smart business decisions. Not many people know how to make smart business decisions, but this group do. And it's just sensible, honest thinking. And yeah, I think there's every chance that they could dominate P.E.W coming into the new year.
All right, well, we'll see how it goes. It all starts at Full Circle in Stratford, January the 7th. Ivy and Jim Diehard taking on Harley Hudson and Jack Stars. Ivy, thank you very much for joining us. How will you be spending your Christmas?
With Brady Phillips and our 2 rabbits. That is what I will be doing over Christmas.
Lovely. Well, enjoy that, and we will see you in Stratford on January 7th.
See them.
All right. Well, I've got no idea how this is going to go because we're being joined by one member of one of the teams who's challenging for the P.E.W tag titles at Full Circle. Lance Rivera is back with us, along with here. Is he your agent, your manager? What?
Star of the show, David. The star of the show.
Well, yes, I can see you've named yourself that. Ryan Taylor joining us as well, and I'm sure there's going to be a love-in with your pal, Chocolate Thunder. So why don't we just start with how have things been? I haven't seen you guys for about 6 months, and I understand, Ryan, that in that time you've expanded your roster of talent.
Yeah, I think when you were around, David, I don't know what happened to you at the end of last year. You must have took a hiatus or something, but I think we were establishing. I was almost seen as a joke in P.E.W, and now
yes, that's true.
I run the show. You should be conducting like a whole interview segment just with me right now. We're growing. We started with Lance. And Lance is the bout collector of independent wrestling. He's the star.
There we go. He's getting the names in already.
But we've also expanded. We've got Franco Fate on board and the latest member of the roster, Joey Scott. And do you know what the best thing about you coming back? Number one, I'm glad that you're not out of work anymore, David. But the best thing about you coming back in January is I cannot wait for you to announce us as the tag team champions. So it was a good end to 2022, but 2023 is our year.
I heard a rumor that Chocolate Thunder only came to do commentary because for that very reason, that he wants to announce his pal Lance Rivera as P.E.W tag team champion. But Chocolate, what do you think are the chances of that happening?
I'm going to be a proud dad. I'm going to be sobbing all over the place when that happens. And what do you mean, what are chances of that happening? It's a foregone conclusion, Dave. You're looking at...
Is it? Let's be fair.
Exactly. You're looking at one after the tag team champions, and I think you should show them a bit more respect.
Look, okay, well, Lance, it's your time to shine, quite possibly your chance to win some P.E.W Championship gold. Your partner, as Ryan said, is Joey Scott. But of course, you're not just facing the tag team champions, you're facing two other teams, the Rebellion, the champions, and the Entitled as well. It's going to be a chaotic six-man affair. What's your strategy? What's the game plan going into that match?
Well, I can't say too much, can I? I can't reveal it all. This is like a managerial press conference. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what formation we're playing, what tactics we're playing, how we're going to put the pressure on. But just know, I'm a champion everywhere I go. I'll win titles. This is what I do. This is easy work for me. I turn up, I win, I leave. It's what happens. I come to P.E.W, I pick up wins, and finally I'm going to pick up a P.E.W title. I'm not coming here for a laugh. I'm not coming here for fun. I'm not carrying around a plush pig. I'm not pretending to be invisible. I'm number one for a reason. Me and Ryan are here to steal the show, and Chucky's going to announce me as the new tag team champion. It's going to be a marvelous event, and Dave, you're going to absolutely love it. Look at your face. You're loving this.
It's long overdue as well, Lance. That's the main thing. Like, since day one with you, I've been saying future world champion, and I don't know who's pulling the strings behind the scenes. It's going to be us very soon, but they've been denying us title opportunities, putting us in street fights. I'm going to cut Jason's head off. Like, they're giving us these nothing opponents. 2023 main events only, bouts only.
Do you think, Lance, if in the unlikely event that you don't walk out of Full Circle as a tag team champion, might you start to question what Ryan is actually bringing to the table as your manager? Because, I mean, if you're going into 2023, you've been together with him as this alliance now for over half a year. If you go into January, February, March without a championship, then you've got to ask the question, has Ryan Taylor actually helped you?
Well, absolutely not. I know that he's helping me. We're raising the profile. That's what we're here to do. You're not looking at TikTok. You're not looking at social media. We're raising the profile, brother. This is what the game's about. It's not... I deal with the wrestling. He deals with the socials, man. It's easy work.
Dave, TikTok's a social media network, in case you weren't aware.
I was about to ask. Yeah.
We're not only raising our profile, P.E.W have had to upgrade to a bigger arena. Who do you think that is? That's because of us, mate.
So sorry, I know I'm
the fan base.
Go on, Ryan.
The fan base was 40-year-old virgins like you, Dave. They pair me and Lance together. Senorita to my left, Senorita to my right. That's just how it goes. We are selling out every time we're on the billboard.
So look, I know, yeah, as you say, I'm getting on in years. I'm maybe not up with the lingo, but are you two what's called influencers? Is that a thing?
If that's what you want to title us, you can title us that. But I just see us as being two cool guys. Like, man, we're coming here, we're stealing the show. That's what it's about. People see our names on the card and they're like, right, I've got to buy a ticket. It's called being a star. It's called being a draw.
Right. Okay. And so, tell me a bit about your tag team partner, Joey Scott. Well, Ryan, you tell me, because you're the one who brought him into your stable. What is it about Joey Scott that you see? What do you see in him?
I recruited Joey Scott over a few drinks at the last show. I actually met him for the first time. I saw a fellow stud. He's a professional athlete. And I did my stalking. I'm a stalker. I went on Instagram, went on the TikTok. And I saw so much potential in him. He's not ready. He could never be the face of the group. I'm not going to lie. He couldn't run the show. But he certainly can win the tag team titles alongside Lance. I think it was a genius pairing of mine to put them two together to create the best tag team in professional wrestling.
Now, I just want to talk briefly about, obviously, we've talked a bit about the Entitled elsewhere on the show, so we know how dangerous they are. But I do want to talk about the tag team champions, the Rebellion, Taylor James, because they've been the champions very long time now, since last April at Kings of Combat. And one of their title defenses subsequently, in fact, their first title defense, was a successful title defense, and I remember it well, against the team of Chocolate Thunder and Lance Rivera. So given that you've lost to them before, Lance, are you nervous about that at all?
No, I'm not nervous. Why would I be nervous? It's called going away. You think about your strategy, you build, you become a better person for it. You don't learn how to win by not losing. You've got to take it. You got to roll with the punches.
We turned ours into
Be a winner.
W's.
Okay, maybe it was just you had a bad tag team partner last time.
Or maybe,
Absolutely
hold on a
not.
second, Dave. Absolutely not. Let's rewind for a second. For a start, there was a joke of a decision by the referee, who is obviously no longer with the company, and me and Lance were robbed out of a victory. We had a 3 count and it wasn't counted. So let's stop that rhetoric right now.
Okay. Well,
Also,
anyway.
you seem like you're
Dave's trying
hyping
to push an agenda here.
Dave, you're hyping their tag team title reign. How many defenses have they actually made? I've booted them off the show, mate. I haven't seen them for 6 months.
Didn't they humiliate you in front of a live audience?
Defined humiliated.
Or didn't they beat you up?
Lance, did they beat me up? Wasn't I about to whack them?
Yeah, of course you were. Because I was there. And I was
That's it.
backing you fully.
The problem with it is, at the time, I wasn't an official manager. So if I'd hit them, I'd have got arrested. And I'm a
Exactly.
superstar.
It'd have been so.
I'm a superstar outside of P.E.W. I can't afford to get arrested. So I was about to absolutely clap the faces off of them. And instead, I did what's right for my career. But guess what? I'm a licensed manager this time. Don't think I ain't sending for both of them.
To be fair, you probably did them a favour. I mean, if you did clap their faces off, it would have been a massive improvement because they are not very nice to look at, let's be honest. I mean, you've got 2 impeccable gentlemen here with lovely hair, lovely teeth. You know.
Yeah, this is nauseating.
I love it.
Let's leave it there because I think we've said all we need to say.
I feel like continue with this little loving. I'm enjoying
Yeah.
it.
I'm
Love
enjoying this. Loving it.
I don't think I'm being paid enough for this. This is.
Don't try and cut it short. This is our
Hey,
time.
you.
Well, look, you know what, Chocolate Thunder, I'm going to sit back. If you've got any questions you want to ask Lance or Brian?
I just want to ask, when you finally win those tag team titles, like pinnacle of your career, right? I mean, how will it rank up there with all those like career defining moments you've had?
Do you know what? It'll be up there. It will. It'll be true special moment for us as a collective to win the tag team titles.
And we're going to come celebrate with you, Chucky.
Exactly.
Not you,
100%. Champagne's on me, lads. Champagne's on me.
I love it.
Girl, this is just something else. I mean, what kind of question was that? It's supposed to be like a hard-hitting journalistic preview show. When you win the tag,
Well, I'm sorry, Dave. You want to talk about journalistic integrity, but you're sat there hyping up everybody else except for us.
no,
Yeah,
I'm asking you probing questions. That's my job.
I think you are pushing an agenda.
What? Go on then. Conspiracy.
This is just like Ronaldo's interview with Piers Morgan, where you're feeding me stuff that you're trying to get me to say that I don't want to say.
Okay. Well,
Hey, have you ever thought about stepping in the ring? Because I'll take out a commentator. That's for sure.
I'm sure you would love to hit a non-wrestler. Yeah, I'm sure that would be right up your alley. Yeah, that's
Why
exactly.
don't you let me join you on commentary, Dave?
I just look. I know what I'm good at, and I think I hope that you have a good tag team title match, and I hope the best team wins.
They will.
Yes,
It's nice that you hope that we'll win. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's nice to have fans.
Well, I'm a big fan, as you know. So,
You want to teach it, Dave?
no, I think we should. I think we've overrun. I think we've all got busy evenings ahead.
What size are you, Dave? I can sort you out one.
No, it's all right.
Got you a Star Maker t-shirt anyway. I know you want my face on there.
Oh, really? Yeah. There's nothing I
You
want.
would love to be a star.
Yeah.
Extra large Lance. There you go.
Extra large. We'll get you one of each, and you can double up.
Thanks. Yeah, there's nothing.
Cold outside.
Nothing I want more for Christmas than t-shirt with faces of Ryan Taylor and Lance Rivera. Gentlemen, we'll leave it there. I've survived it somehow. I hope you survive your tag team title opportunity, Lance. And Ryan, I hope the Rebellion don't embarrass you again in front of a live audience, but we'll see how it goes.
I cannot wait to hear you announce our names as the victory. I'm going to get you to come in the ring and do it, actually. I'm going to grab you by your neck.
I'm not the ring announcer. No. I'm not the ring announcer, am I?
That is your wow. You take any job you can get. You're unemployed, Dave. I got you back on the show.
Did you? Right. Thanks. I'm very grateful. Although I'm starting to wonder what I've got myself into coming back, but we'll find out. Lance Rivera, Ryan Taylor. It's been something. And we'll see you January 7th.
No, the pleasure's all yours, Dave. The pleasure's all yours.
All right, I'm pleased to say that joining us next here on our preview show for Full Circle is a young man who has had a quite remarkable debut year in P.E.W. Ryden, formerly Rye the sound guy. Now we just call him Ryden. He's no longer a sound engineer, now a fully fledged member of the P.E.W roster. Ryden, if someone told you this Christmas that you would be in this position for like 12 months ago, if they'd said to you that that's the year you would have had, would you have believed them?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. The amount that I've been able to achieve in just this one year is absolutely amazing, and I'm more than excited to see what next year could possibly have in store for me.
Well, we know what the first thing is it's got in store for you, because Full Circle, January 7th in Stratford, you're going to be facing George Lydon, and I'm sure George will be looking to have the kind of 2023 that you had in 2022. Can you tell us what you know about George and what your expectations as you head into that match?
So unfortunately I don't know a lot about George, but I hear he is a very incredible young man. He has some amazing skills that he can do. He is, from what I've heard, he is incredible with the crowd, a very nice man. So I'm very looking forward to seeing just what kind of match I could possibly have with him.
Okay, well, given what year you've had, what do you think you've learned in this past year that will serve you well, not just against George, but as you head into 2023? What's the main thing? Because obviously you've had some ups and downs this year. Yeah, it hasn't all been plain sailing, to put it mildly. You've had your run-ins with the Prestige. You've had all sorts of things going on in the past few months. What's the main takeaway from this year?
My main takeaway is to basically never underestimate what someone can do. Really, just like myself, everyone constantly puts me down, says that I won't be able to do something, and then I go above and beyond, and I excel, and I do exactly what they say I can't do. But just to that same sentiment, even if you think you're the best of friends with someone and nothing can go wrong, that you can never predict what their next move is going to be. So always look out for whatever someone could do.
Now, unfortunately, my co-host here and I have been disagreeing substantially on our preview show tonight. But one of the things we've agreed on, I think, I'm doing an olive branch here, Chocolate Thunder. You'll notice I'm being mature and sensible about this. Is that
once
you said at the start of the show that, as I did, that Ryden's had a hell of a year. What do you think the key to Ryden's success has been?
just his resilience. As I said to you before, I've known Ryden for a long time. Trained since he was barely a teenager. I'd come back from 2 serious injuries just to get back in the ring, and in the short space of time, he's come a long way. And yeah, for once, Dave, you're getting in my train of thought. He's on the way to the top. George Lydon, yeah, he's going to be a tough opponent. Obviously, had matches with Chris Ridgway, and I think it's going to be a tough opponent. But I'm sure Ryden will come out on top. He's got that resilience. He's got that never say die attitude. I think it's going to be Ryden's day, Ryden's night.
I appreciate that, Chocolate. Thank you.
Wow. Well, we'll see how things go, Ryden, as you head into Full Circle. What's the aim? I mean, obviously things have gone beyond your wildest dreams in 2022. What's your aim for 2023? If we're talking to you the same time next year, what would you like to be able to say you've achieved?
Ooh, that I would like to say that I have achieved in holding the P.E.W Internet Championship. I would love to hold that championship and all the matches that I'd be able to have with whoever would have the title and who I would have the matches with once I get it. That is what I would love to say that I have been able to hold the P.E.W Internet Championship.
All right, so Championship Gold is in the crosshairs of Ryden as you head into 2023. Ryden, we'll let you go. I know you're training hard ahead of that match on January 7th. Don't train too hard. Enjoy your Christmas, and we'll see you in Stratford in the new year.
Yes, thank you for having me. Enjoy your Christmas.
All right. Right, we're now being joined, I'm pleased to say, by one half of our main event for Full Circle on January 7th. He is the new #1 contender for the P.E.W World title. He'll challenge Martin Kirby for that championship in Stratford in the first week of January. Jason Joshua, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm all right. As I was just saying, bit sore, but ready for 2023.
Yeah, and it couldn't really start much bigger for you, could it? Than with a chance to win the P.E.W World title against one of the absolute best, if possibly one of the most irritating men in the UK, in Martin Kirby. He'll I'm sure disagree with that, but one of the reasons he's a frustrating opponent, I'm sure, is that he not just with himself but with backup in the form of the Entitled, who have been a tough nut to crack for everyone else in P.E.W over the course of this year. So I'm sure you're aware of that, Jason, but what's your how are you going to counter that? Because presumably you've got to assume, given their track record, that one or more of the Entitled are going to get involved in your business on January 7th.
Yeah. The first time I wrestled Kirby, I lost because someone interfered. It sounds arrogant to say it, but I think I had that match won. And then, boom, someone got in the way and I got rolled up. The Entitled, there's a lot more of them. It's not just one. But I see my benefit as they're all busy. They've all got dangerous opponents. They've all got enough on their plates. I'm hoping that helps me. And if not, then I'll do my best to deal with them myself.
So you're not coming with any backup, right? I assume you're coming out there on your own.
I'm out there on my own.
Yeah.
I'll do what I've got to do.
Well, look, I mean, on the positive side, you've overcome the odds a few times in the past year here in P.E.W. For example, in winning that Iron Phenomenal Trophy back in November, three-way match. You know, big risk to go in there in a three-way match. You never know what's going to happen, who's going to be where in the ring, but you managed to get the victory over Axel Carter and Chase Alexander to earn this shot. You've had all of your problems you had with Tyler Adams earlier in the year as well. It's been a roller coaster, hasn't it?
It has, and it's been great. Sort of, I was able to deal with Tyler Adams. We had that street fight that I really weirdly enjoyed, and I won this triple threat match against two lads that are genuinely fantastic. But I've also been screwed over a handful of times by people coming from the outside. So I had to deal with Lance Riviera. Ryan Taylor screwed me over. I tried to deal with Martin Kirby. Tyler Adams screwed me over. Like that elimination tag team match, Ryan Taylor screwed me over again. I've let too many people get in the way. It's not going to happen. Not again.
But how though? I mean, how are you going to stop it? Like, given that you said history's repeated itself a few times, and given that we're expecting the Entitled to stick their noses into this match, how are you going to? What can you do? I mean, it just seems to me, I'm not trying to be a pessimist at all. You know, I wish you all the best for the match, but it could essentially be 5-on-1.
It could, but you've just seen a video before we started recording of me being thrown through 2 tables and getting back up and keeping going. So if I need to throw myself at 5 other people, I'll do the same thing.
All right. Well, look, Chocolate Thunder's sitting here looking a little bit skeptical about your chances, I think. That's what I'm reading here in the facial expression. You've been defending the Entitled throughout our show tonight, saying that, you know, it's strength in numbers, it's all fair game. What do you think are Jason Joshua's chances headed into that match with Martin Kirby?
I mean, he talks about the numbers, but, you know, what I just heard was him go, oh, I lost because of this, I lost because of that, and I lost because of such and such. Sounds like excuses to me. I mean, if you're going to go in there and face the champ, you've you got to bring your A game, mate. You can't just be like, oh, well, this happened or that happened. No, you've got to have your game. You've got to have your game face on. You've got to go in there and prove that you're worthy of stepping up to Martin Kirby. So I have to question whether you're up to it.
I already said I'm not going to let it happen again. I already said I let it happen too often. I'm beating Martin Kirby. It doesn't matter whether he brings the entitled or not.
Well, that seems to have shut him up, Jason. So well done. You've achieved something there that I haven't managed all night. So, well, we'll see. I mean, I do think it's a serious uphill challenge. But as I say, if there's anyone on the P.E.W roster, based on what we've seen in 2022, who knows what to expect and has the resilience to overcome it could be you. So, I mean, what do you think is the key? Not put the entitled aside. Because even without the entitled, Martin Kirby is a very dangerous opponent, one of the most accomplished wrestlers on the British scene. Whatever we might think of his personality and the way he conducts himself, he is no doubt a supremely talented wrestler, way more experienced than you as well, and way more experienced than most people on the British scene. So in some ways, even without the entitled, you're going in as an underdog. So have you been watching tapes of Kirby? Like, how do you prepare for someone with that kind of resume?
It's going to sound really cheesy, but I'm a massive Martin Kirby fan. I know what he does. I've come close to beating him before, and to be honest, I think he's looking past me. I think that's where I'm going to get my opportunity to take the P title.
I could see that. I mean, and there's a lot of that, right? You know, you'll forgive the tone of my questioning, but that's a lot of people talking about that numbers game and how much of a problem it is. Chocolate Thunder seems to be doubting here whether you're going to be able to do it.
Everyone thinks they've got the straight answer.
Yeah, and maybe
calling it straight, mate.
Maybe that's the main advantage you have, right? Is that people are underestimating you, and that might make you more dangerous.
I'm also more aerodynamic now.
Very nice. See, okay, so look, let's imagine you win. I think it's a strong possibility, at least. Jason Joshua starts the year winning the P.E.W world title. What kind of world champion would you be?
I'd be a fighting one. You'd see me every show. I'd be there. Anyone that's ready. 2022 has already been my best year in wrestling. 2023 is going to be even better. So whoever wants to come for it can come for it.
All
that
right.
includes the Chocolate Thunder.
I'll bear that in mind.
Yeah, you don't seem too enthusiastic. I think you've seen what Jason Joshua can do.
Give me a few months in the gym, mate, and I'll think I'll be up there.
Okay. Well, there you go. Possible future challenger if you are the P.E.W world champion when you wake up the morning of January the 8th, the morning after P.E.W Full Circle in Stratford-Upon-Avon. Jason, we wish you all the best. I hope you rest up over the holiday period so that you're at 100%. I know as you said, you're a little bit sore from various exploits off ladders and through tables in the past couple of weeks, but hopefully you'll be raring to go on January 7th.
Oh, I'm already raring to go, mate.
Okay, well, good. I can see it in your eyes. That's excellent. Well, wishing you a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you in the new year.
Merry Christmas, man. You too, Chocolate.
Merry Christmas, Jason.
But you never know what's going to happen on one of these P.E.W preview shows. We promised you Harley Hudson, who of course is part of that mixed tag team match. She's now unable to make it. She's still at training, hard at work for her match. But instead, someone who we didn't think was going to be joining us is now here. And it's another champion, the P.E.W Internet champion, Smashing Mike. Mike, how are you?
I'm good, bro. Do you hear how you just said how good it was? Internet champion. Come on.
Champion of the whole internet. All of it.
Damn straight.
Yes. And so how's it been? Like, I wasn't there, unfortunately, the night you won the internet title, but I know you've been going great ever since, successfully defending it left, right, and center. What's it meant to you to be the internet champion?
Hey, listen, it's been a privilege, man. You know what? Need to remember, I made my debut on the 4th of June. I did. Remember, no one knew I was coming. I had to keep it a secret. And when I made my debut, you heard that pop, and I was in a match that arguably that was the match of the night. Remember that 6-man?
I do remember it very well. Jubilee.
Yeah, man, that was a match of the night. So I made a statement, I made a name, and I've been back in every show in 2022. And the third time I went there, I won, as you know, the P.E.W Internet Championship. And man, the pop when I won that, oh my gosh, that was loud. I thought my ears was gonna burst.
Yeah, and since then you've become, well, you already were, but even more so now, a real fan favourite among the P.E.W fans in Stratford. You're back in Stratford, Full Circle, on January 7th, making your first defence of the internet title. You've already defeated Chase Alexander, Riley Nova, and this time around, though, a very different opponent in Kean Fox. How are you preparing for Kean?
You know what? I haven't seen much of him. So during this process of Christmas, I'm going to study him because, as you know, the Smash One is a student of the game. He respects all his opponents. But like I said, I hope they're ready. I'm going to be ready because I'm just built for this business. The wrestling game needs people like the Smashing One. It's going to bring that aura, the energy, that natural. Whatever you want, I'll bring it. The only question is he ready? And I respect him because I did like that promo. Even when I saw it, I was like, you know what? I have to salute him for that, you know? I just hope he's ready to back his wares up, though.
Now,
that's all.
My co-host here, Chocolate Thunder, is a close friend of the man you defeated for the internet title, H Hood. And I know, Chocky, you were saying a little bit earlier, you're a bit upset when Smashing Mike took that title off of your boy, but having got past that now, I hope, and on, what are your thoughts on Smashing Mike and his chances as he heads into January 7th?
Well, first of all, prayers up to H1. He's just had a serious knee injury, so get well soon, my friend. As regards to Smashing Mike, I'll be honest right here, right now. I'm a fan of Smashing Mike. I've seen a lot of his work, and yeah, I am a fan of his work. I've seen his matches. You know, he's been on Sovereign, and he's smashing it all over the country, pun intended. But you know, like you said, Dave, Kean Fox, he is no slouch. You know, he's been around the game for many, many years. Sly tactician. So, you know, he's got he knows all the tricks in the book. It's not going to be easy, Mike. I'm going to tell you that right now. So you can, I would suggest you study those tapes because this man, he has been there and done it all over over the country and the world. So, how are you gonna put up with this sly tactician? How are you gonna cope with that sort of mentality?
All right, bro. One more thing. I do appreciate the compliment, man. We're boys anyway. I got love for you, bro. I like what you just said. So you just gave me a little glimpse. You said you technical tactician, isn't it? But a lot of people don't know. Actually, no, a lot of people do know. I'm versatile at wrestling. Like I said, give me any, you see me, any style, technical wrestling, fast play, character work, you name it. A lot of people know I'm technical myself. I haven't got the experience of him, but there's something you can't teach, and that's just a self-confidence. And at the same time, I'm not arrogant. You see me put the work in the gym, whatever. So I will be prepared at the 7th of January, man. Remember my third defense. I'm not going to lose that title any soon. Plus, it's all look good in my waist, especially with the ab game. Like you said, technical wrestling. Can I be honest? That's my favorite style. So I'm up for the challenge.
And you know, I think that self-belief, I know a lot of P.E.W fans say that tremendous self-confidence, self-belief you have is possibly your greatest strength, Mike, as well. So what are the we've been asking this of a lot of people on the show tonight, but beyond January 7th, and you know, hopefully from your perspective, you retain the title there.
I will. Sorry to interrupt you, brother. Let's put it this way. We'll say it together. The Smashing One will retain the title. It sounds better anyway. Yeah, the way I say it sounds good, though, doesn't it?
There's that self-belief that I was talking about. But beyond that, what are the goals? Presumably you want to stay internet champion for a long time, but you must know that as internet champion, you have a massive target on your back. Everybody in that locker room is gunning for you. How are you going to, again, assuming you make it past January 7th, how are you going to make sure that you survive being that target for into 2023?
Like I said, bro, when the Smasher One retains the title, like you said, P.E.W management, you lot are witnesses. Give me anyone in that roster. I respect all of them. But are they really ready for me? I know people get a bit like, oof, because of the bit when I come with the entrance, because that's just me being organic, man. I'm just enjoying myself hearing that crowd that paid the hard-earned money. They deserve to see the best. I am the best. So you give me that title, maybe, you don't know, I might have two of the belts, the P.E.W World title and the internet. You'll look good on both of these shoulders and taking a picture with the ad game as well. Ooh, double champ. Would that be history in that promotion? Has anyone done it simultaneously?
No, absolutely not. You'd be the first. No doubt about that.
Imagine that. Like, you look good. Just anyone can visualize that. That's literally very achievable.
I think there'd be a lot of P.E.W fans who'd rather see you with the world title than the current world champion. I'm not sure Chocolate Thunder's one of them necessarily.
Let's calm down, boys. Yeah,
Okay.
let's calm it down a little bit.
I was.
What do you think?
No
What,
comment.
what's wrong with aiming for the stars here?
Let's just build it step by step. Yeah. I admire your confidence, Mike. I really do. I know where you're coming from, but you know, let's just build before we start reaching for the stars. Yeah.
You know, I respect that. I do agree. I don't want to just be like, you know, getting handpicked and just shoot up for the stars. Like I said, give me any competitor in that roster. When I beat them, it's not going to be easy. I don't underestimate anyone. But all I'm saying, when I beat them, I will come in for that title, championship. And when I win, it's going to look good in my waist anyway. But like I said, I do agree. Let's build it up. The fans.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about Chocolate Thunder. He's he's not in the Christmas spirit at all. He's like a real buzzkill tonight. I don't know.
I'm a realist, Dave.
I don't know what the issue
the difference
is.
between me and you.
But anyway, hey, you know what, Smashing Mike, you've convinced me. I think you could win it all in 2023. I wish you all the best with the last couple of weeks of your training as we head into January 7th. Again, January 7th, Full Circle, P.E.W, and you. I'm sure a lot of the P.E.W fans will be coming to see the internet champion Smashing Mike. Merry Christmas, good sir.
My man, God bless you lot. I appreciate that. And when you see me, I'll be having that belt on my waist again. When I win, you hear that? Sorry, Chocolate. When I win.
Wow. So there you have it. We've spoken to some of the stars of P.E.W ahead of Full Circle tonight. Chocolate Thunder, you've been with me throughout the evening here on our pre-show. You're going to be next to me on the commentary desk on January 7th as well. What stood out for you with what we've heard from the talent here from P.E.W? Has anyone changed your mind about what you think is going to happen in any of the matches based on what we've heard tonight?
I've changed my mind. When I make my decisions, Dave, I stick with them 100%. I'm not like you. I'm not indecisive. I know. I have the gut feel. Yeah. Oh, what I have learned tonight is that there are a lot of people out there with something to prove, and you know, new year, new beginnings, new goals. There's going to be a hell of a lot of like missions and people trying to achieve things, trying to win titles, trying to win matches, start feuds. It's going to be one hell of a start of the new year for P.E.W, and you know, I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, granted, I have to sit next to you at a commentary desk for about 3 or 4 hours, but you know, small price to pay to get the best seat in the house to watch what's shaping up to be a really good show.
Well, look, I'll tell you what, if Lance Rivera and Joey Scott do walk out as the P.E.W tag team,
they will.
You can have that moment. You can call it, because I have no interest in calling that if that happens. So
as long as you bring a box of tissues, because I will be a mess. I will be sobbing. It's sure. Streaming down my face.
The bromance with you and Lance is on. But we'll see. So tag team title is called Internet title on the line, and we unexpectedly just heard from Smashing Mike, him against Kean Fox. We know that it's the P.E.W World title as well. Martin Kirby against Jason Joshua. Spoke to Jason a little bit earlier on as well. Are there any of those titles you think are, well, I know what you think about the tag titles, but of the other 2 titles on the line, Is there one you think is more likely than the other to change hands?
Possibly the internet title. I mean, as I said, I'm a fan of Smashing Mike. I really am. I like his attitude. I like his work rate. But you've got to be careful when you're showing this confidence, because sometimes it can come and bite you in the backside. And Keane Fox, like I said, he is a wily tactician. He's been around the game a long time. He could pull out an upset. I think there's a chance that he could do that on January the 7th. So
Goodness me,
that's my pick.
You do bring down the mood of Smashing Mike, don't you? Whenever he's flying high. You did it a minute ago when we were.
I just said I just said I was a fan. I'm just being,
Yeah,
like I
I know
said, Dave.
you're-
I'm just being a realist. I know you've got this romantic notion of wrestling, like everything's a Hollywood fairy tale, and everyone gets to, everything happens and it's all good and it's all sunshine and rainbows. I'm a realist, Dave. Yeah,
Well,
I take
yeah.
into account things and I use my head when I make decisions. Okay.
Well, look, I'm certainly not expecting it to feel like a fairy tale sitting next to you for 3 hours on January 7th. I think that's more like a nightmare, but we'll get through it. And as we said, 3 titles on the line, mixed tag team match as well. Chase Alexander against the Invisible Man, and you're going to learn a few things about the Invisible Man that night as well. I promise
How
you.
will I if I can't see him?
Well, that's what you'll.
According to you.
Yeah, and of course, Ryden and George Lydon going one-on-one. We'll look forward to that. And Vegan Prescott, the Vegan Roadshow, which we will not look forward to. But, well, maybe you will.
Speak for yourself, Dave.
It's all going down January 7th, P.E.W Full Circle. Go and check Facebook, Instagram, Twitter for Phenomenal Elite Wrestling. You'll find all the ticket information you need on there. Stratford-Upon-Avon, January 7th. And how are you going to be spending your Christmas, Chocky?
Lots of champagne, lots of food, about 7, 8 of my girlfriends, and just lots of good times.
So you're having an imaginary Christmas. I see. Right. 7 or 8 girlfriends. Come on.
Don't start with me, Dave. Don't
Have you ever
start with me.
spoken to 7 or 8 girls even?
Yes, I have, Dave. Have you?
It doesn't matter. Let's not go there. We'll just leave it there. But I wish you a Merry Christmas. And
Likewise.
despite how you've been throughout the show, and I hope you come with a new outlook and a new attitude, a bit more positive, particularly about the likes of Smashing Mike, and a bit less sycophantic towards Lance Rivera and Joey Scott as we head into the new year. This has been the preview show for P.E.W Full Circle for Chocolate Thunder. This is Dave Bradshaw saying thank you for joining us. We will see you January 7th in Stratford-on-Avon.
See you there.